your patience and your driver's skill because it's so flat, the straight stretches are so long, and it's so tight. I mean, you literally, if you're going 3 wide in the corner at Banks,
You don't want to be the guy in the middle.
you don't want to be the guy on the outside coming off a 2.
Well,
don't
that's
wanna be
true. That's
three
true.
wide.
At a turn 2, you do not want to be the guy on the outside.
No.
It's narrow. It slicks up quick,
Yes, it does.
and it's just awesome racing. I mean, you got to be on your A game. You will go up in smoke if you don't have a good throttle foot.
Yeah, that's true. Throttle control at that track because that surface is fast when it's wet, but when it dries out, man, oh man, I mean,
When
it goes
slick.
dry, and then towards the end of the night, it'll just get dark and take a bunch of traction and
After
rubber,
they
and
get a bunch of rubber
gets
down,
real
yeah.
fast again, and it's
It's a very technical track.
very. I mean, as small as it is, it truly is a technical
And
place.
lots of fighting in 3 and 4.
Yes.
3 and 4 is nice and tight and
Yeah.
narrow, really.
Yep.
And
You
a lot
go
of fighting.
you go 2 wide, maybe. You might be able to go 2 wide in 3 and 4.
You go 6 wide with the dwarfs.
You can go 10 wide with the with the box stocks.
It's cool.
Well, we're going to have some weekends off down here at Willamette, so
We'll get up there.
I'm thinking about going up there. I
We'll
think
get
we
up
should.
there and check it out for
That
sure.
would be fun.
It's
We-
a neat little venue.
Yeah.
Well, and I was
yeah.
telling you guys, when I was helping Steve out, Steve Moore, when we were in the crate series, and the big crate series we had about 2008 or so that was going strong. We had some races there at Sunset, and I hated it. I hated going there with the car, as a crew member working on the car because you'd see Steve go from first to sixth, back up to second, fall back to fourth, and then take the lead all in 3 laps.
You're right.
And it's just like everybody's like, nobody got
That's
away.
good racing.
It was kind of like an IROC race type deal,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was a dogfight. And at the end, you didn't know what was going to happen. As a crew member, that's the kind of racing you hate to be a part of, to watch, because it's so nerve wracking.
Oh, dude.
But the entertainment value for the fans, it's cool, man.
I know exactly what you mean. When I crewed for Matthew, when we went up for Speed Week, I mean, when we hot pit at Lebanon, normally it's just a jack, a couple tires, an impact,
Right.
maybe a dead blow hammer if we need to, and that's all we take the hot pit. Not at Sunset.
Bring
Nope.
a toolbox.
No, it's literally I had tires, impact, jack, everything I needed to take off a door panel, and then I had the
Snips.
and then I had the Sawzall, and
Yep.
then I had a spare left and spare right upper control arms. I mean, you're literally taking everything with you. You take your whole pit to the hot pit.
There's no kidding. They don't mess around there.
I mean, I saw Kevin Roberts come off one time, and for some reason he had a flat tire, and then he was missing 2 out of the 3 lug nuts on his car, I believe. And we were sitting there and we're like,
How'd that happen?
how did that happen? Well, and just the way that he got crunched, it split some lug nuts off. So we had to find some extra lug nuts, and we did something that NASCAR frowns upon, but whatever.
Yeah.
It really is a fun place, though, to race and to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
To watch racing. You're gonna like it, Warren.
So, Joel, were you saying, hold on to your lug nuts, race fans?
No, I wasn't saying hold on to the lug nuts. It was more like,
Where are they?
Where did the lug nuts go, brother?
I love it. So, that's the thing about racing here in Oregon. For those that haven't been here or that are listening, out of state, we've got
Or out of country.
right, which we have some of that too. You look from Southern Oregon Speedway and you come up to Cottage Grove and you go to Willamette, then up to Sunset and River City out there in St. Helens and Madras. Every one of those racetracks are so different from each other.
Oh.
It's like you can't go to one track and say, oh, well, this is kind of like that place, and put a similar setup. I mean, they've got their own characteristics, and they're not like you go back east and travel 2 hours and go to this track that's down the road from that one that's very similar. You don't have to change a whole lot.
There's a lot of truth to that, but at the same time, with the advent of quick change rear ends now,
Right.
you can switch gears out rather quickly. I mean, when we took the GRT from Lebanon to Banks, you don't even want to know how many adjustments I made to it.
I know.
No, you don't. You won't believe it.
With you guys, you didn't make a whole bunch. I know that. We've had this conversation. But there's guys that will go from Sunset to Willamette and change the entire car. Change
Well, you
all
got
the
to change it
percentages.
before you get there.
Yeah,
And then make changes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go like the big track at Elma.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, was it Speed Week last year? Yeah, it was Speed Week last year. They went from Sunset, the tiny little bull ring of Sunset, to the big track at Elma.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a huge swing.
worlds.
As a crew guy, helping out late models on the asphalt, I love going from track to track, man. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's so much fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
And when say you go from the little track to the big track and make all the changes, you go out and win. It's just that much more satisfying,
if you win.
Unfortunately, I'm not working for Kellen Chadwick, so
he dominated last year.
Oh my Lord!
I think we'll probably see him on the Speed Week again this year. Speed Week this year is going to be bigger than it ever has been.
Yeah.
I think with what happened last year and the level of competition, there's going to be more California cars. They're definitely going to get all the Oregon and Washington guys. We had cars from Canada, cars from Montana. I think there was a guy from Colorado.
North Dakota. Two
North
guys
Dakota.
from Colorado. The Gaylord brothers out of Colorado. Travis Peary out of Minot.
Right. I mean,
or Williston. Excuse me.
That's drawing, and that Speed Week deal is really drawing some the best talent in the Western United States when you want to look around.
Well,
that's awesome.
Maybe Kelsey Foley will show up.
Well,
that would be cool.
We've talked with those guys a little bit, and there's a girl that's on fire right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Her dad, John, man, what a supporter.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's given everything he's got to that girl's racing career, and look what she did last weekend. They ran 3 races in 3 nights at 3 different tracks on used tires. Didn't have a whole much going, and finished in the top 5 every night.
That girl has an understanding, and she knows how to tell John what's going on with the car to make the changes.
And that's the thing, talking with them down in Vegas.
Right.
And it's truly, and this is an 18-year-old girl. I mean, she has this passion for racing, and there's people that have it and there's people that don't. I'm talking about talent.
She has a true passion and talent.
She does, because she'll go out and run the car. She gets out of the car, she says, "Hey, Dad, this is what we need to do. Change this, change that, and change this." Dad goes to work, the crew changes it, and if she says change it, that's what they do. He doesn't argue with her. He gives her what she wants, and if it's right, she's fast, and if it's not,
then
that's
she
what she
learned
wanted. Yep.
Then she learned it.
And that he's doing a great job developing her. I mean, she's a real talent out of Arizona.
Yeah, yep.
And she's
out of Tucson, I believe. Yeah, Tucson.
Down there. That's her home track.
Yeah, and she's down there with the McGriffs.
And hopefully, and we talked about that at Vegas with that team, and they're going to try to get up here. If they're not in the points, and she was the Rookie of the Year last year, the IMCA Rookie of the Year. She's no joke.
She's no joke.
No. I mean, she went down to Vegas, and how'd she do at Vegas?
She did all right. I mean, that's her first time on a big
track.
Well, the competition level. I think for any young driver, that's intimidating.
Oh yeah,
but she did okay. I mean, she held her own. You're not going to walk out there and intimidate that girl because you got a certain number on your door and you've got a reputation. She doesn't care about that.
Nope, not a bit.
She just absolutely.
She likes racing with the big dogs.
She'd rather race against that talent than some guy from
Albuquerque.
Yeah, that you never heard of. I mean,
Albuquerque again.
You give that kid, you give that young lady a challenge, and she's going to say,
"Yeah,
let's do it."
Yeah, she's a hoot. And her dad's a great supporter.
That's
off to John and Kelsey.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a great time with those guys on Fremont down there at the Duel.
Oh yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my gosh! Now that's the thing about John Foley too. His daughter can drive a car. You don't want
to mess with John.
That dude's a black belt.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, now you know.
Wow.
He's a black belt, and
I wasn't going to mess with him anyway.
No, he's the kind of guy that just pull your arm off and eat it like a chicken leg. I mean, he's a bad dude. I'm not kidding you. You don't make this dude mad. You know what I mean? I mean,
that's a pretty good analogy, I guess.
Just saying. It just came to my mind, but at the same time, a big teddy
nice
bear.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, hell of a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good time with those guys. Hopefully, we'll see him up here.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be good
you can check those guys out. She's got a great Facebook page. Kelsey Foley, Foley.
Yeah,
she runs the 44 car. Great looking race car.
Is it purple again this year?
No, it's kind of a gray and pink and black. And
it's a nice looking car.
They changed it up a lot. Good looking car. So.
Yeah,
we're gonna try it. We've talked to them a couple times about getting them up here for Speed Week. It'd be cool to draw that talent out of Arizona.
I think she's more serious about the points down there, and so we'll be lucky to see him up here. But
she's already got a win.
Nice.
She already has a win down there. So I mean, there's no doubt she'll probably be in the points hunt. And if we don't get her up here, it's no big deal. But
we'll still keep track of her.
Yeah,
she's fun to watch.
Keep an eye on her, and several drivers out of Bakersfield, and the whole Northwest. We've got some incredible talent out here that I just wish was more recognized on a national level.
You're right.
It is getting there. It is.
Yep. these bigger events that are getting bigger and bigger are going to draw more and more attention. They already are.
Well, and you said, that duel in the desert.
Yeah.
They're already talking about, that's really pay-wise, that's bigger than Boone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
$7,777 to win that. Boone doesn't pay that. The Super Nationals, that draws just as many cars as the duel in the desert, 400-plus cars.
But what has more prestige?
Well, that's it. That's the whole thing. That's why that
currently,
well, and that's a valid point because that duel in the desert is drawing the same talent that Boone's drawing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you break it down, that's a big deal, and that's the modified division that we were talking about earlier. Is just it's
booming.
It is.
It is.
It really
booming.
is taking off. So we're going to see more of that at all the tracks in the Northwest. How many guys do we know that we've talked about that are getting into out of late models and into modifieds?
Yeah.
And who are the ones we don't know about yet?
Right.
We're going to find out this weekend, hopefully, at Willamette Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Oh, man.
Mother Nature, man, I'm telling you, I'm not a big fan of hers right now.
Do you have like a rain dance you can do or a sun dance, Buzz? I mean, is there some like wise old farmer logic that we can apply to racing?
If I knew one, I'd be doing it right now.
If you can see the top of the butte, we're racing.
That's Claire's words.
Claire's words, yeah.
If you could see the top of that butte back there behind the racetrack, there was a good chance we were going to race. If not,
that wasn't looking at rain all during the week either. That was race day. We'll see.
This time of year, if you can see the butte and it's raining, just sit back and drink coffee all day. If you can't see the butte and it's raining, just wait 10 minutes. It's going to change.
Yeah, that's true too.
We've seen that.
So
we've seen it.
Welcome to Oregon, folks.
That's We're going to get Justin Duty to call in here in the next couple of minutes, and we're going to spend some time on the phone with him and talking racing. It'll be a great call. I know he's got some things he wants to talk about.
It's going to be fun. I'm just hoping the system works this time.
Joel's standing up, looking up over all the wires like, okay, I hope I got all this lined out right.
Yeah.
I hope I do.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to be
just pretend
like
it's hydraulic
Nikki's call.
lines. You'll hook it up to the right piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Well, I got to give you props. You handled that last situation pretty darn good. He actually ran out of the studio, clear out to the parking lot, grabbed wires, came back, hooked it up.
Couple of laps.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
I never knew. Well, come on, man. You got to go there. I wouldn't know. Maybe you do, but
hey, it happens sometimes.
He didn't say anything about
There's our next caller.
frying a cat.
Justin Duty, you are on the Crockers Cars call-in line. What's going on, bud? Can you hear me, Justin? Oh, here we go. Widescreen's in action.
Hold on, Justin. Hold on. We'll be right with you. We're going to take a small break.
One of those nights, man. Justin, you're on the Crockers Cars call-in line. You got me, bud?
Hey, how's it going, man?
There we
Good.
go.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
We are. Well, I'll tell you what. We're having a time here in the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio. We've got Buzz stopped in to hang out with us, and we're talking racing. It's always a good time. And what are you guys doing in the shop tonight?
Well, that's all we can ask for. Talking about racing. Hopefully, we can get this weather to turn around. And we can get something going for this weekend.
Man, you and everybody else.
We're tired of talking about it. We want to do it.
No kidding. We want to see some results and smell some fuel, and feel the ground shake.
Exactly. Hopefully we can get it out there. I don't think we won't have my car there this weekend, but if everything works out, we'll have Dad's car there if we can race, and we'll come down and start the season off. So I'm pretty excited about getting things started this year. So.
Well, let's just pray the next couple of days we don't have too much rain. We can get out there and drop a green flag for you guys. You've got some big things happening here in 2017. Let's kind of talk about your plans and what you guys are doing out of the John Duty stables and your plans for the 2017 summer.
So this year is kind of just like we're just going to go travel and see what I can do as far as racing in the Midwest. Basically, like get my feet wet for what I kind of have temporarily planned in the near future. I just want to go back there and race with the national level guys and see where we stack up in something like that. That's ultimately what my family racing deal wants to do, and we go back and travel a lot anyway, and so we're going to go this year. I'm probably not going to race in Oregon much. You maybe see me once or twice, but we'll head back in May and start racing. My first tentative schedule race is it's a Tuesday night in IE, Nebraska. Soil show